Right now, I'm in one of the biggest cities in Asia, if not the world. It's a gadget lover's paradise and at the cutting edge of music, design and technology. But I'm not in Tokyo. So where am I?
Also in this week's programme,
If you were caught up in the sudden Qantas shutdown, what are your rights?
and I try natural navigation and become a lost soul in Seoul.
Hello and welcome to Fast Track in Seoul in South Korea. I'm Rajan Datar. This is the first of two special programmes from this booming country. Once under the thumb of and then in the shadows of more powerful neighbours like Japan, South Korea is emerging in the 21st century as a dynamic global force.
Another episode of the historical melodrama Gebek rolls off the production line. One of many Korean soaps that are hugely popular, not just here but right across Asia and beyond. During downtime in filming, drama sets like this one in Seoul become tourist attractions and the actors objects of adulation.
한국에서는 이제 사극 같은 경우에는
Period dramas in Korea have established wide fan bases. It is very popular because of old generations and other people who are keen on history.
If you want to get some idea of the sheer scale, the importance of these dramas to the audiences, well, think Bollywood, think Brazilian soap operas, telenovelas, and you're halfway there. This is huge.
Korean dramas have struck a chord, especially with Japanese audiences who appreciate their romantic side and nostalgia. And so soap operas have triggered the first of the so-called Korean waves in a decade-long charm offensive. One soap won a record-breaking 86% of TV audience share in Iran. For the first time in its history, Korea is becoming a major exporter of popular culture. And after a torrid 20th century, which saw Japanese occupation, destruction of much of the city's heritage, and a punishing civil war, South Koreans are very proud of their meteoric rise. The economy and creative industries are thriving.
South Korea in the past was so inward-looking and closed, it was known as the Hermit Kingdom of Asia. Now it seems that the shyest kid in class is the most popular.
Tourism, I think it's a really new thing for Korea. Maybe 10 years ago, I don't think anyone came here for tourism. And I came here for the World Cup of 2002. But other than that, other than a specific event, people didn't really come here just for fun. But now it's changing because of these TV shows. And especially for people like in other Asian countries like China, like Thailand, like Japan.
Last year, 9 million people visited Korea, the biggest group of the Chinese, who've made South Korea their favourite destination. Many are converted by the popularity of Hallyu in their homeland.
We've seen a 46% increase in the number of foreign tourists to Korea over the past 5 years. China and Japan only saw a 10% increase, so 46% growth is an amazing achievement.
After the initial success of soaps, Korean pop music, or K-pop, became the so-called second wave. Suddenly teenagers from China and Japan were addicted. This time, the Ministry of Culture and Tourism were determined not to miss the boat. They created a whole TV channel devoted to peddling Hallyu to Japan, China, and a growing global market.
It is propaganda, we can say it is propaganda, but it's the only tool they can, actually find right now to promote Korea to the rest of the world, I guess.
In the end, how cool is something if the government is promoting it? I mean, it maybe destroys the impact in some way.
At regular events like this one at the Olympic Stadium in Seoul, sponsored by a big Korean company, fans, young and old, are clearly enchanted.
We are from Japan and we love K-pop, and we came to see the 2 p.m.
We have been grown up with Korean music, and it reflects our images of the relationship and our thoughts and beliefs. So yeah, we love it. But I'm still curious of why it's so popular among the foreigners.
And the bandwagon continues with a new lease of life. Hallyu is breaking in Europe with financial support from the Korean Ministry of Culture and some major companies. A concert in Paris reportedly saw 7,000 tickets sold within hours, and now London is the latest convert. This is soft power at its most effective, culture as a tool of influence, boosting tourism in its wake. From shipbuilding to cars to semiconductors, hard graft has been the Korean trademark. Now, along with creative packaging, the digital media and technology industries are establishing Seoul as a state-of-the-art city. Perhaps the leading light of Asia, now in that field.
For a while there was this sort of Sony versus Samsung stuff, but Samsung has won basically. I think there's this general understanding now that the Korean firms are a bit leaner and more aggressive, and over time will probably outperform their Japanese rivals.
But there remains a suspicion that much of the hype around Hallyu, or K-Wave, is, well, manufactured, and the product itself, well, a bit vacuous.
There's some help from the government, and it's going well, and they invest in it. But I mean, that's what K-pop is all about. Industry.
It's an industry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want England to be known for being the country of the Spice Girls, and so if I were Korean, I might question that, the value of doing that.
Some people say that this kind of the music that you do and the drama that you do is manufactured. It's not real. It's not genuine. It's not artistic. What would you say to that?
아무래도 그런 면이 없지 않아 있어요.
I can't say that I totally disagree with them.
Some people say that the whole image of South Korea is all about Hallyu and K-pop and drama, that you are missing out on other aspects of Korean culture. Do you think that's a fair point or not?
한류가 우리나라의 모든 것은 또 아닙니다.
South Korea is not just about Hallyu. Many foreigners are also interested in Korean food and drink, and we're also well recognized in the cosmetic industry, plastic surgery and fashion.
But any doubts about how Korea's global appeal is being achieved are eclipsed by the simple fact that right now their country has assumed Japan's mantle as the coolest kid on the block in Asia.
Korean pop has started Hallyu, but right now for the future, Korean design is going to create more volume of business and value, because not only we can perform creative ideas on product and services that become mass-produced, and that is for the big world market.
So, would a thriving popular culture scene make it more likely that you would visit a country like South Korea? We'd like to know your views, so email us at the address that's on your screen right now. Right, let's see what else is making news in the world of travel this week.
The pilot who carried out a safe emergency landing of a plane carrying 231 passengers at Warsaw Airport has said he isn't a national hero and was just doing his job. The plane was forced to land on its belly without wheels after the landing gear failed. The Polish airline LOT, which operated the flight, said all safety procedures had worked and no one was injured. Up to 70,000 passengers are expected to claim some form of compensation from Australian carrier Qantas after being stranded last weekend, when the airline grounded its entire fleet because of an ongoing industrial dispute which has since ended. If you're one of those passengers who found themselves stranded, Simon Calder will be here with advice for you after the break. And the world's first manned multicopter has taken to the air in Germany. The contraption flies using 16 propellers and is controlled by a joystick. The inventors hope the copter could be used for sightseeing tours in the future.
Coming up after the break, Simon Calder's here to solve all your travel woes and see how I fare as a lost soul in Seoul. Excuse me, 먼저 그 보여줘 어디로 가나요? So don't go away.